Turn it on. Go ahead, start the story.
Once upon a time, a long time ago, there was a no. There was a whale and a shark. Your turn.
And the whale and the shark were the best of friends. And one day the whale said to the shark, "Let's go on an adventure." And the shark said, "Oh, I love adventures, especially if there's lots of good food to eat." And the whale said, "Oh, silly, there's more to life than just eating a big meal." And the shark said,
The whale said, "Let's go buy chicks and chickens."
and the shark said, "Oh, really?" And the whale said, "Oh, okay, let's go buy some chicks and chickens." And the shark said, "Oh, that sounds really good, but how do we buy them? They're up on land." And and the whale said, "Oh, I know a place that's right on the beach, and they sell chicks and chickens, and we can order it and stay in the water." And the shark said, "Let's go." So they went swimming away real fast. Your turn.
And then whale went faster than shark, and shark said, "Oh no, we don't have any money." And whale said, "Let's go and get money." And whale got money, and he paid for chicks and chickens. Your turn.
And the shark said, "I'm really, really hungry. I want more." And the whale said, "We're out of money." And
No, the chicks and the chickens are not food.
Oh, I thought they were going to eat them. What are they going to do with them?
They're real chicks.
What are they going to do with them? They can't go in the water.
They can be on land.
Okay, so the whale and the shark bought the chicks, and the shark was going to eat them, but the whale said, "No, wait, they're real chicks. You can't eat those. Let's make a nest for them and make them a nice home." And so the shark went and got some seaweed and made a nice nest up on the beach for the chicks. But the shark said, "I'm really, really hungry." And the whale said, "We're out of money." And the shark said, "I know where there's a sunken ship, baby. There's treasure on it." So they both swam over and they found a sunken ship, and there was a treasure chest, and they opened it up and it was full of gold coins. And the shark said, "Well, what are we going to eat?" And the whale said, "How about a hot dog?" And the shark said, "Wow, it's wonderful." They swam back to the clam shack by the shore, and the shark said, "I'll take 317 hot dogs, please." And whale said, "And I'll take twice that. That'd be 634 hot dogs." And the man said, "Why don't you just make it an even 1,000 hot dogs?" And they said, "Sure, why not?" And the whale said, "That'll be 5 gold pieces. Do you have them?" And the shark said, "Here they are." And so they got 1,000 hot dogs deep between them. And all of a sudden, something started to happen. And it's your turn.
Now whale and shark was best friends, and the chick and the chicken and the sheep and the pig and the cow and the horse was best friends too. And now your turn.
What happened? The sky got really, really dark, and there was lightning and thunder and wind and rain.
And then whale was so excited, so he went up and he stick his face up, and it was a low wind, and one building crashed on him, and they said, hee hee, it's so fun. And then, well, just got to one land. Your turn.
Okay, so they got up on the land, and it was still raining and windy, and it was the Storm King showed up.
Dad, don't tell a story about the Storm King.
And he said, give me some hot dogs and I'll leave. So they gave him 500 hot dogs, and he left.
What's that?
That's a lot of hot dogs.
But what you said?
Well, the Storm King was already there, and you said you didn't want the Storm King. So the whale and shark gave him some hot dogs, and he went away. And then the shark said, "Wait, we're up on land. We can't breathe up here. We got to get in the water real quick." So they jumped back in the water, and the shark said, "That's better. We can breathe better under the water." And the whale said, "Do you think mermaids are real?" And it's your turn.
Don't tell a story about mermaids.
It's your turn.
Don't tell a story about mermaids.
It's your turn.
Don't tell a story about mermaids.
Okay, I won't tell a story about mermaids.
Yeah.
It is your turn, though.
Yeah, and shark and whale was best friends. And the storm was here. Your turn.
Hey, you gotta go longer, dude. Mommy wants to hear what you have to say, not me.
And then they found the ant in the water. It's a fire ant. And it's fire spider. Daddy, fire and spider rhymes.
They do.
Yeah.
A fire spider, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
And then this touch shark and say, "What is that, shark?" And shark said, "It's a fire ant and a fire spider." And whale said, "Ah!" And whale was swimming away. And shark was still there, and shark swam away. Your turn.
And the fire ant and the fire spider said, "Let's chase them." They still got
They
hot.
couldn't swim.
And the fire ant said, "That's a great idea, but we can't swim." "Well, let's steal a boat then," said the fire spider. And so they found a canoe and they got in. And the ant said, "This canoe's kind of big for us to row." And fire spider said, "Yeah, you're right. Let's find a little toy canoe." And so they saw a toy canoe on the beach, and they got in it, and the fire ant said, "This is just perfect. We can row this one. It's a little tiny toy canoe." And they started rowing as fast as they could, and they were gradually catching up with the whale and the shark. And the whale looked back and said, "Oh no, the fire ant and the fire spider are coming."
The fire ant and the fire spider is bad.
They're bad, yeah. They're gonna steal the hot dogs and eat them themselves.
Yeah.
And so the shark said, "I've got a plan. You can blow water out your blowhole on top of your head. Why don't you blow a whole bunch of water on them, and maybe you can sink their canoe?" And the whale said, "That's a great idea." And they shot a big spout of water up in the air, and they poured down on the fire ant and the fire spider, and it sank their canoe. And and Shark said, "Yippee! Let's do high fives." And Whale said, "I can't. I don't have any hands." And the Shark said, "Oh yeah, me either." And at that moment, the fire ant and the fire spider in their canoe popped back up. It turned out it was a type of canoe made from a material that floats, and it came right back up. And the fire ant and the fire spider said, "Give us your hot dogs or we're going to sting you and it'll really, really hurt." And the shark said, "No way." It was time under the water, Whale. And so Whale and Shark dove real deep. And, and the fire ant and the fire spider said, "Oh no, we can't go deep in the water." And then the shark started feeling sorry for him and said, "We've got 500 hot dogs left. Let's give them one and we'll have 499. And well,
remember the fire ant and the fire spider is bad.
I know. But Shark gave them one hot dog and they were so happy to get it they suddenly became good. And they said, "Okay, we're going to leave you alone. We're going to go back to land and eat our hot dog. Thank you very much." And look, it's got mustard and onions on it. That's our favorite hot dog is mustard and onions. And so fire spider, and fire ant went back to land. And Whale and Shark came up and admired the beautiful view. And Whale said, "What do you want to do next?" And Shark said, "Your turn."
And Shark said, "Let's go and find treasure." Your turn.
You gotta keep going, that's too short.
And the fire spider and the fire ant did ask for more. And Shark and Whale just talked at the same time. They said no. And no very loud. And fire spider and fire ant is getting all of them. And now your turn.
You don't go very long.
And the storms are here. And the big giant water's here. And the big storm is here. And there was a lot of loud noises. Your turn. And the snow was here. And the rain was here. And everybody's cold. Your turn.
And the fire ant and the fire spider said, "It's cold, let's get out of here." So they went home, and the shark and the whale said, "It's cold up here, let's go down deep." And the shark said, "Let's go back to the sunken boat. Maybe we can find more treasure and we can go buy more hot dogs." And the whale said, "That's a good idea." They went down to the sunken boat and opened the treasure chest, and all the gold was gone. And the shark said, "Oh, I guess we used it all the first time. There'll be no more hot dogs for us." And the whale said, "I've got a credit card. Let's go buy some hot dogs on credit." So they swam back to shore, and the man said, "You told me you didn't have any more gold." And the whale said, "I got a credit card. Can we buy some more hot dogs?" And the man looked at the credit card and he ran a credit check and he said, "Why, sure, you got enough on here to buy 1,000 hot dogs." And the shark said, "Make half of them with mustard and onion." And the whale said, "Put for the other half, make it ketchup and relish, pickle relish." And the man said, "Okay, we can do that." And he made 1,000 hot dogs, and the whale ate 500 of them with ketchup and pickle relish, and the shark ate 500 of them with mustard and onions. And then they were both ate so much they both had a tummy ache. And it's your turn.
And they were too fat. Now they couldn't fit in the boat. I mean the canoe. Now, and then the canoe was small. And Well said, I think that's fire spider and fire ants. That was their boat.
Hmm.
And Shark said, I got a good idea. Let's go and find them and give them back their boat. Your turn.
And the whale said, what a wonderful idea. So they went swimming to the beach and they found the fire ant and fire spider, and they were still eating their hot dog. And the whale said, look, here's your boat back. And the fire ant and the fire spider were so pleased to get their boat back, they said, let's all be friends. And the shark said, no, you're bad. And the fire spider said, well, you're a shark. Sharks are bad. And the shark said, not all sharks are bad. And fire spider said, well, not all fire spiders are bad either. And whale said, what about the fire ant? And the fire ant said, I promise to be good. So they all became best friends. And they all ate hot dogs together and had a grand time. And then they all said, oh, we've eaten so many hot dogs. It's got to be bedtime. We're getting sleepy. Let's just all go home and go to bed. You want to add anything?
Yeah. Your turn, my turn. Your turn, my turn.
Okay. You want to say the end or shall I?
No, it's not done yet.
Yes, it is. Well, then you finish it. I'm done.
The end.
The end. Oh.
No.